In March of 2020, we found out that we were expecting our third baby. Very early on in the pregnancy, the Lord told me to trust Him. I was hospitalized 3 different times, and at each of those times, the doctors told us that we feel it's very unlikely that your son will be born healthy. You will most likely miscarry.
When COVID hit, it hit all of us. And my parents, my father was 82, my mom was 79. And even though we took all the necessary precautions, COVID happened.
Marriages are hard, and in this year of craziness that we've all walked through, it put another layer in our homes, in all of our homes. There was a reality for us that we had gone through marriage struggles, and God had brought us to a place of restoration, and then things started falling apart again.
It became a very tumultuous time for us, and it was very scary to go to every appointment and hear the situation has grown worse. We don't think that your son is going to live. And really, starting near 16 and 17 weeks of pregnancy, the doctors began saying that they were not only concerned for my son's life, but they were also concerned for my life.
We lost our father on the 11th of July. My mom passed to COVID after having a heart attack and being 30 days in a coma on the 11th of August. And of course, this was something that none of us expected to happen. And at that moment, it was very tough to understand why that had happened with us.
There was moments where I felt like it was over, that separation, maybe even divorce, was in my near future.
Everything really culminated and kind of heightened when Staci had been pregnant for 17 weeks. We rushed into the hospital. She had begun going into labor. And we knew, obviously, if he was born then, that he wouldn't survive. There's no way he would. Everything the doctors had said would be true. And the only thing we knew how to do, was to ask people to pray for us and send it out to our church to ask them to pray. And then just to cling to what God had said. He said we could trust Him.
In the middle of the storm, while I was struggling, the Lord touched me and reminded me of all the moments in which I was able to share the gospel and pray with my parents. And that turned something inside of me. It gave me hope. It gave me certainty that I will see them again, because they were believers. They are believers because they're still alive in heaven.
The more I sought God and the more I looked towards Him and fixed my eyes on Him, the more He was able to reveal to me how I could actually have hope. He started to show me how I can set boundaries, how I can partner with her to create a safe space for me and for us to re-enter into intimacy again. And that really was the point where I knew that there was hope for change, and I knew there was hope for God to do something inside me that had never been done before.
There was a passage that was shared with me that I can never forget, which is, "Be still and know that I'm God." I went to read that same passage in Portuguese, and it said, "Stop fighting, because I am God." And as I stopped fighting, hope, joy, and gratefulness for every moment I had with them overflowed and just started taking me to a different level of faith, a different level of walk. And it rekindled something inside of me where it made me feel like I wanted to be part of the body even more.
Walking this journey, we have discovered that everything around us can shake. Everything around us can fall apart. Any marriage at this point, after what we've gone through, can be fixed when each person fixes their eyes on Jesus first.
So on July 25th, 2020, our son was born. He only weighed 1 pound, 14 ounces, and was 10 inches long. He came 4 months early and was only 24 weeks. So we actually spent the next 127 days in the NICU. It was filled with many obstacles, and Elliot went through 3 different surgeries. And through it all, we knew that Jesus Christ was our hope, that when we kept our eyes fixed on Him, He was leading us again through every single day, and we were taking it day by day. When Elliot left the hospital in November, the doctors and nurses told us that he was truly the healthiest 24-week baby they had ever seen leave Advent Health Orlando. And so we just give all glory and praise to God because we know that He is our hope and our trust is in Him. And back in March of this year, when He told us that we could trust Him, He was faithful to His word.
Impossible situations will always come against us. We're gonna feel like there's walls up that we just can't break through. But as we fix our eyes on Jesus, He is our hope, and that is where we find real hope.